This is Fantasy Avenue, hosted by Mikey Andersen, your road to fantasy football victory. Yup, we're back. Dude, fire intro, I must add. Welcome back to Fantasy Avenue, Season 3, Episode 3. Recording it back-to-back with Season 3, Episode 2 or whatever. But I actually did get that intro done. If you listen to my last episode, I was talking about that. Dude, it's sick. Got that music off of Artlist.io using the Gallatin Raptor Vision account. So, call me a menace, but, you know, I use what I got. So the last episode was a top 10 episode. Real nice. There were some things I want to talk about this episode. First of all is the schedule. I'm going to get a lot of football, my football season. I play high school football. Starts on Friday. Today is Monday, I think. Yeah, today's Monday. So it starts in 4 days, and it's pretty rigorous. I do episodes during the season, but it starts to get hard, and I'm kind of behind. I have a lot of episodes I want to do before people start drafting, and people are starting drafting like right now. So I'm like, oh crap, I gotta get on my horse. You know, come on now, Bo Nix style, baby. Horsey up, let's go. I gotta start working. So I'm doing multiple today, maybe multiple tomorrow. I'm gonna release them at different times. I'm not gonna release them all at once. I'm gonna release them every couple days. But yeah, I'm getting it done, and then I hope I get all my individual, talking about what I think blah 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 episodes done, and then I can get some partner episodes. Coach Flynn, Mr. Fish. I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you two in specific. Let's run it. Let's have some. I'm thinking after the draft, week 1, week 2 type of episodes, talking about how we feeling, who we drafted, what are we thinking, who's surprised so far, in the season, whatever. So yeah, that'll be dope. But I just had to get that piece out of the way real quick, And then I had a couple other things. Oh, yeah, I want to talk about my draft strategy. I want to start it off right away. Talking about my draft strategy, if you don't play fantasy football, lock in. I know some people shout out to the ants. Don't actually play fantasy football, but listen to the first couple of minutes of my podcast while I just yap about random rants and whatever. But anyway, I want to talk a little bit about a draft strategy, and I want everyone to listen up. This year is a little different than most years. The wide receiver class is really deep. That means there's a lot of good wide receivers. Tight end, quarterback, I'm thinking okay, and running backs is really not. So I'm going to give you your draft strategy right away, and this is just a little bit of knowledge. You kind of want to plan each round who you're going to pick. Now, I've done some mock drafts, right? Some practice drafts, trying to figure out what I'm going to do, and it's pretty obvious to me. In the first 4 rounds, either take 2 running backs and 2 receivers, or 3 running backs and a receiver. Get your stacked running backs. Depending on how the top 10 falls, you might end up with a low running back in the first, or you might end up with one of the power 6 receivers. But either way, you're going to circle back around and then look for the mid-tier running backs and receivers. Mid-tier, I'm looking at Pacheco and Waddle, looking at dudes like that. After round 4, you're kind of set. Then you start looking at quarterbacks and tight ends, which, if you don't play fantasy football, are kind of less valuable in terms of the difference between the best players and okay players, right? The difference in points they score is less than the difference of the running backs and receivers. The drop-off is less, so you can get away with taking a lower guy and still getting enough points to win your matchups. But I'm looking at quarterbacks and tight ends, getting your receivers and your starting players pretty set, and you can still end up with I ended up a crazy draft, right? I had three running backs. I believe I had Jahmyr Gibbs, Saquon Barkley, and I want to say I think it was Kenneth Walker. That's a powerful 3. That's a tough 3. At receiver, I think I had did I have Puka? I'm not sure who I had a receiver, but it was one of my top. It was easily a top 6, 7 guy. No, I might have been Amon-Ra. So that 4 is powerful. Circle back to the 5th round. Quarterback Patrick Mahomes. Tight end Dalton Kincaid. I haven't done my rankings yet, but Patrick Mahomes is the best player in the NFL, and Dalton Kincaid is my number 4 tight end. So drafts that go like that are set. Now, that's the fantasy football rundown. Hey, if you don't like fantasy football, you can leave the episode now. But I wanted to get that all in there because draft strategies are so cool when you plan them like that. And I'm looking at all my league mates. You know who you are from the gang league of Holden and Morgan and whoever. To the football league, Reese Webb, even the Equinox League. Johnny, I'm looking at you, dude. I'm about to smack all you guys, bruh. Ain't none of you playing your drafts as well as me, and I'm about to wipe the floor with all your butts. You watch out, okay? Now this draft, if my drafts go like my mock drafts, dude, I'm gonna make you my little kid. You're gonna have to call me Mr. Andersen because I'm about to tear up. I want y'all to do the same, unless you're one of the 6 people I just mentioned. So let's lock in. We're gonna start with quarterbacks, because quarterbacks is real simple. I'm already 5 minutes into the episode. I have some plans for tonight, specifically hanging out with someone who I like to hang out with. But she don't listen to the podcast, so that's all right. Whatever. Anyway, so we gotta get through this. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna start with quarterbacks. I'm gonna get into it real quick. And number 1. Now this is obvious. Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, tier 1. I actually made tiers for the first time this year. I'm gonna put that in the bio of the episode, because I've never done this before. All the magazines do it. But yeah, I was like, dude, I should totally do that. And then it helps me organization-wise in my brain kind of know if I'm reaching for a pick or whatever. So I suggest you kind of make tiers in your brain of like, okay, here's the top 2. If I can get my hands on these, I should. If it's going around to like CJ Stroud, he's not on the same level of consistency or whatever. So maybe I look elsewhere and then go a little bit lower down the line for a guy like Burrow, whatever. Anyway, so as I was saying, tiers. Tier 1, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes. A lot of guys have these flipped. It's hard. Now, people are doing it weapon-wise. Patrick Mahomes didn't really gain any weapons necessarily besides Worthy, whereas Josh Allen gained and lost. Gained Diggs, lost Diggs and Gabe Davis, but gained Coleman. So the weapons are definitely changing. But Patrick Mahomes is coming off statistically his worst season, and I rock with Josh Allen. Broken ball. A lot of his game is based on deep throws, which he still has speed. Stephon Diggs is really not a speed receiver, and running the ball, making explosive plays. So I don't think Josh Allen's points are necessarily going to fall. I don't think Xavier Worthy on the Chiefs does enough to boost him up. And I mean, Travis Kelce's not necessarily getting better as he gets older. So I feel like the 1-2 should stay like that. And I don't know. I mean, they were 1-2 last. I just feel like it's weird to change the 2. But they're in a league by themselves. Number 3, Lamar Jackson, the closest man in the league to breaking into that 2, but he's not there yet. Pretty lackluster. Did he win MVP, if I'm remembering correctly? That it was low-key, like, lackluster as nut. That was not, I mean, it was good, but, like, it wasn't that good. Whatever. He's a baller. I mean, there's no doubt about that. He's so explosive, and he opens it up. And I really think with Derrick Henry, he could either explode to the quarterback 1 slot or fall. And so, as for quarterbacks, Lamar is a sneaky pick for me. If I'm in a situation where I'm like looking at the quarterbacks and I'm looking at let's just use top running backs, because running backs run out. Let's say like Derrick Henry, Isaiah Pacheco, and then a bunch of mid are on the board, and then Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson are on the board, right? A lot of people are taking Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen instead of Lamar. Honestly, if you have to make a choice between filling a slot on your team with a running back, because otherwise you might be settling for a dude like Raheem Mostert, who I don't even know how the heck he's going to do. Honestly, part of me really is a little bit intrigued by that Henry-Lamar duo. I might take Derrick Henry and run it back with Lamar the next round. There's all these draft strategies, but I'm definitely putting a little star by Lamar's name because I think he can be dangerous in an RPO, a zone read type set with Derrick Henry. That's a little call out, Coach Flynn. Yes, sir. But I that's kind of how my brain is running with those two right now. You never know though. You never know. Number 4, number 5, number 6. This is the end of tier 2. We have Jalen Hurts, then C.J. Stroud, then Joe Burrow. It goes in order of not necessarily consistency, because Stroud is 1 year in, but in order of like how much I trust them to have a good year consistency wise. Hurts is consistent. Now a different offensive line. They're kind of passing their Super Bowl window a little bit. Like, this is one of their last years. Them and the 49ers have ran the league the last, 5 years, and now it's getting to the point where I'm like, okay, guys, you either make a move and win a Super Bowl, or you're just like, damn, the Chiefs were straight up better than us every single time we played them. and maybe that acceptance comes in. But I think these guys can ball. I think Jalen is the most. Honestly, Lamar is kind of in a between phase, a between stage. I mean, between these two groups. But Jalen is really the most consistent. Then it goes C.J. Stroud and Joe Burrow, who I believe could both have MVP years. Just C.J. Stroud is coming off of like a crazy rookie year and might even get better with an addition of one of the best receivers we've had in the last 10 years in the NFL, and Joe Mixon, our running back. I mean, the Texans, dude, I got the Texans at like 13 wins this year. I remember when they were the laughing stock of the league. You know, they were like the kid at recess playing dodgeball with 2 right feet, and you're just like, what is this noob doing? I'm about to smack this kid's butt right now. Now I'm looking at the Texans, and it's like the kid with like 3 arms playing dodgeball, and you're like a little like, what the heck's going on over there? Like a little weirded out. Might not pick them still, but when you get drilled by 3 balls at once by one kid, you're like, holy crap! I didn't know it was even possible to be triple ambidextrous. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of my analogy on that one. I need somebody here to keep me in check. That was weird, but low key true. And then we finish off with Joe Burrow, who's coming off. I mean, he's just injured. I'm kind of scared of the Bengals, right? I'm scared of Jamar Chase, scared of Joe Burrow. I don't even know who the running back is. He's like a deep sleeper running back. I don't think we're going to get into running backs this episode. Might get into like kickers low-key because I kind of want to get multiple groups done here. Anyway, Burrow, he's in a league of his own in terms of the rest of the guys on the list. Not a league of his own. He's finishing off the league of their own. In terms of the rest of the guys that follow behind him, the last truly elite quarterback, but the one I'm most scared about. Now on to Tier 3. Tier 3 is fat. Tier 3 is basically everybody else. It's going to start off with Dak Prescott, purely based on how much he throws the ball, not based on how good he is. I don't think he's even really, I don't think he's bad. I think he's overhated, but I don't think he's that good. But he throws the ball so much, and when you have the best receiver in the NFL, it's pretty easy to play well. You know, if you're throwing to one dude for 150 yards a game and a touchdown, well, according to my math, that means you would have at least 150 yards and a touchdown. I'm actually going into funny little side bit. I'm going into stats this year now. Senior year stats, I mean AP, whatever. You're like, okay, so your average level. Well, hold the phone. Someone said that to me. Someone walked up to me, asked me what math I was in, and I said, well, I'm going into stats, and they said, so you're average level smart. I was like, boy, watch out, son. I was in calc last year, okay? I want to clear the air. I know some math, all right? By no reason at all did I do amazing in that class. I struggled. I have some sleep tendencies when the class are getting long, you know? I like to sleep. No one would call me the best student in that class, but I got it done. I got an A, so you tell me what that means, all right? I know how to count to 7. Dak Prescott's the 7th-ranked quarterback on my list. Number 8, Jordan Love. Now, Reese, don't talk no more. But Jordan Love's pretty good, low-key, I'm not even going to lie. I like him. I think he's going to be good this year again. I don't think he's going to improve, but I don't think he's going to not improve. So look at where he finished last year in terms of points. I don't even know the number, and I'm not going to bother looking it up, but I think he's going to finish about there. He finished inside the top 10 quarterbacks. I have him ranked 8, so same. 8 is 8. 8's less than 10, baby. Anthony Richardson, number 9. I have a question mark on my sheet because this is the risky one. And only because he played a couple games, got injured, and then I watched him against it was the Broncos, yeah, it was the Broncos in the preseason game, and he was crap. Go Broncos, baby. Go Bo Nix. Anthony Richardson sucked, dude. He was doo-doo. He went like 2 for 4. He only threw 4 passes, but he threw this ball behind the guy in like 3rd and 5, wide open, tight end going over the middle, and they didn't get a first down. And then he threw what should have been a pick. So he threw 2 bad throws in 4 plays, only completed 2 throws. I was just like, it just low-key really scared me. Now, I know that's like bad fantasying, but like the fact that he was already risky, and then I saw that against my team when I was like as locked in as I ever am. There's other dudes at this point. Like, this is like the dead zone, okay? And I also want to say this. I feel like what I just said makes it sound like I don't know ball. And I know that a preseason game does not represent everything, but this is the dead zone of quarterbacks that I don't want. I'm either going to take an early quarterback. This is all draft strategy. You pick your draft strategy. You know, you might go good running back. You might wait. You might go one of the top 6 receivers and then try to fill them in with guys like high upside guys like Drake London, right? Or you might get a few middle tier guys like Puka, and then finish it off with lower tier dudes like Cortland Sutton. You know, you might look at the tight ends and get a Travis Kelce, or you might get like an Evan Ingram and a Kyle Pitts and hope that one of them knows how to play football this year. What I'm saying is quarterback, I'm either taking a high quarterback or I'm riding it with like Tua and Jared Goff, and I'm picking my quarterbacks in like the 9th and 10th round, and I'm just riding with my bros, and I'm going week to week. The middle distance is hard for me to do. It depends on how it works. But Anthony Richardson, number 10, Kyler Murray, don't even have a lot to say about him. He's going to be okay. He's got a good weapon this year's draft. Again, kind of staying away from him. Brock Purdy, same thing, number 11 quarterback on my list. You know, this is the other thing, dude. When I'm alone, bro, if I get on like a streak of talking, bro, I fly. Like you can't even like try to stop me right now, bro. I'm moving at the speed of light. Who is it? 4? No, 11. Brock Purdy. His window might be closing. Ayuk, don't know if he's going to play there or not. Not that they need him. Ayuk would be way better on a different team, but for fantasy wise, because there's just not enough ball to go around. I think was Flynn saying that? Might have been saying that at Waits. Whoever said it, 100% agree with you, bro. I have him in a dynasty league. I need him to go. There's too many playmakers on that team, and they still can't win a gosh dang Super Bowl. I mean, 49ers, pull your head out of your butt and do something. Let's go. Anyway, Brock Purdy is just another mid-tier guy. He's number 11. I just like, it's hard when you get to the end, right? Kyler Murray, Brock Purdy. Number 12, Tua. Number 13, Herbert. Number 14, Goff. Number 15, Lawrence. I ranked you 15. From 10 to 15, that's 6 dudes. Don't even try to question my math. 15 minus 10 is 5, yes. But 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, count that, that's 6. Those 6 dudes are the same. And you're going to find value. People are going to look at the list of quarterbacks and see how they're ranked. See Murray at 10, Lawrence at 16, and be like, holy crap, Jared Goff, man, he must be way worse than freaking Brock Purdy. No, they're going to score very similar in fantasy. It's going to be all about matchups, what defenses they're playing, and mid-season how they're doing, okay? So, like, I'm just like, these middle dudes are not going to give you more value, but you're going to have to pick them higher because your little nerdy guys who are not very good at fantasy football in your league are going to take them too early based on purely their spreadsheets. Like, you can wait, and I'm going to wait. They're all just the same to me. I really don't see anyone getting super high. So that's kind of my draft strategy. I love it that I finished off quarterbacks like that with just some hate, with just some raw hate. Throw in a couple rookie quarterbacks in there, frickin' Williams and Daniels to the Bears and Commanders. Exactly the same. Could fit anywhere from 10 to 15. Don't even care where you put them. Just put them in there somewhere. Maybe they'll do good. Maybe they're not. Honestly, I think Daniels will have a better season than Williams. I'm talking a mile a minute. I'm feeling myself. Literally. I purely because rookie quarterbacks kind of struggle to throw the ball at times, but Daniels is gonna, like, I think over career and their peak, you know, their ceiling. Williams has a much higher ceiling, but because Daniels relies on his running ability so much, but rookie season relying on your purely athleticism is pretty helpful when everything is moving a little bit too fast for you. Just tuck it and run and make some moves. Anyway, there's your quarterbacks, bro. There's your draft analysis, your quarterbacks with some tiers. Wow. Everybody take a deep breath. You know, some people say podcasts are boring, and so I'm like, well, what's not going to make it boring? I'm not going to take a breath for 15 minutes, and I'm going to see if it's not boring. I think we're going to go, I already said we're going to go to kickers. Should I commit to that? I mean, I might as well commit to that. I'm going to do it. We're going to have maybe 10 minutes more of this episode, and then we're going to call it good, boys and girls. Low key, I'm having some, I know that statistically I would say boys play fantasy football more, but you know what? I've seen, there's a little thing on Spotify that shows me, like, the ages. You know what the highest age is listening to my podcast is, like, 30-year-olds. What is that even? How? I don't even know any 30-year-olds. And then, like, the demographics of, like, women, men, or, like non-assessed. A lot of you guys have no idea what you are because it's, like, 70% non-assessed. So I'm assuming that's just the boys who don't know what they're doing. But then it's, like, 20% women and 10% boys who actually put something down. So anyway, this was a little funny to me. I'm looking at my computer screen while I'm ranting, and it looks like is it broken in the corner? Oh, boy. I hope my mom's not listening. Not that my mom listens to my podcast 19 minutes in. She'll probably click on it. Say, okay, Mikey, I downloaded your podcast for you. Because you only need to click on it for it to, like, upload or whatever. And then she doesn't listen, so. But She's real for even clicking on it, low key. Okay, let's move on. Let's do some kickers. Kickers, there's two things. Now, Holden Wingo, I'm calling your ass out right now, and I'm gonna call you out next podcast too, dude. I don't not mess with your streaming and overall thing you do, bro. That it costs $1 in Holden's league I'm playing in this year to add someone on the waiver wire. Man, that is messed up because I ride the waiver wires for my kicker and defense based on matchups. Now I can't do that because I'm gonna blow like $20 adding kickers, and then if I don't win, it's gonna be like I spent $20 for nothing. So it's more of an overall thing. But normally past years, if you listen to the podcast, I say stream guys on the waiver wire based on matchup. So I'm gonna start with my overall kickers because Holden's just rude. You're money hungry, bro. You're just salty. The Panthers are no better than the Broncos. You're salty that we both have to have a terrible team. You're doing it by messing up my draft strategy. Overall kickers, I'm hopping in. Justin Tuck, number 1, must be. Aubrey on the Cowboys, number 2. It was flipped last year in terms of points, but you want to go with one of the best kickers in NFL history, and then one of the most consistent kickers in today's game. And it's cool because he played soccer. He didn't even play football until like college, which is insane to me. Because I play football now, and I started in high school, and I was the only one on the whole team who hadn't played before high school. Isn't that crazy? I think a lot of people didn't even know that. I didn't play football until high school. I'm the newest on the entire Gallatin Raptor football team. It's kind of crazy. Not that I'm not like, there's nothing wrong with that, but he did it until college, and now he's one of the best kickers in the NFL. I know he's a kicker, but jeez. Like, there's a pretty big difference between a round ball and like I don't even know what a football is shaped like. Not really an egg. It's kind of like it's kind of like a watermelon, like those Instagram videos of watermelon where they like peel off the side so it's only red, but then they like leave points. Like, I feel like that's the only thing that you could even make look like a football that's like naturally grows, I guess. There's just no like pointy oval egg things in nature besides a human cut watermelon. Anyway, whatever. Those two, league of their own. They're tier 1. Tier 2, I've got 6 dudes. I've got Butker, I've got Sanders, I've got Bass, I've got Elliott, I've got Koo, and I've got Fairbairn. Do you see a pattern? No? Well, those dudes are all good kickers on offensives that have been good or have gotten better. Butker on the Chiefs, automatically you just score points. Sanders on the Dolphins, automatically you score points, but Butker's better. Bass on the Bills, automatically you score points. Bass and Sanders could low-key be rotated. I might write that down on my paper. I'm kind of feeling Bass more and more. Because no. Well, no. Yeah, okay. Because the Bills' offense is getting a little worse this year with the loss of weapons. I need to learn to trust myself. I have some good rankings. Right. Come on, Mikey. Anyway. So I did that. I did that kind of right. 4th, Elliott on the Eagles. I told you the window's closing, but it's not closed yet, fans. You still have one of the most explosive offenses in the NFL and a good kicker. Young-Hoo Koo. Now, this is the first one. He is one of the best kickers in the NFL, and he's on a Falcons offense that's getting way better with the addition of weapons. Hopefully an insurgence of Bijan Robinson for all the people who are still trusting him. I'm going to trust him if I have a first-round pick. And then Kirk Cousins, obviously, just a game manager quarterback. But game manager quarterbacks like to take what they get. And you know what else? Take what they get? Kickers. Okay? Young-Hoo Koo. Sleeper. And then finally, Kami Fairbairn had a pretty off year last year, but he's on maybe the most improvedly explosive offense in the NFL in the Texans. That's really how you do kickers. You find good kickers on good offenses, and it makes them great. You have Justin Tucker level kickers. That's the thing about Justin Tucker. I mean, imagine if that dude was on like the Chiefs. It'd be broken. I mean, he'd be another like skill player type dude because of how many points he'd be scoring for him week to week and how, one flick from Patrick Mahomes with 5 seconds left on the clock calls a field goal, 60-yard field goal, 3 points, and it's like you didn't even see it. You were taking a whiz as Justin Tucker and Patrick Mahomes worked their magic. That could be nuts. That's my kicker. I mean, if you're not getting one of those dudes, you might as well just send it with a name you know, because I'm getting one of those dudes. I'm telling you right now. If you don't, there's the Steelers. Let's think of some kind of mid to explosive offenses. The Jets with Greg the Leg. The Jaguars. The Jaguars could be there. I said Steelers. Bengals. McPherson could be up there. I'm not sure who the Packers kicker is right now. Is it that Swedish dude? He could be there. I'm literally sitting here with my eyes closed, just like picturing every team in my mind, and then trying to find a face that fits their kicker. Those are the guys. Those are your guys. That's 12 kickers. Everyone's gonna get a kicker. Just don't be the last one to take a kicker in your league. Plan a little bit. You don't need that fifth running back, really, unless he's one of the dudes I'm about to talk about next episode. You don't need him that bad. Go get yourself a kicker who can consistently score points. Or go with the streaming option. And this is where you can wait till the very last pick of the draft, because these are dudes not really necessarily going to pick. Streaming. What does streaming mean? Streaming the waiver wire. It basically means picking guys based on matchups. So, obviously, you pick the first games of the season in your draft, and then you drop them after a couple weeks, something that in most leagues I will do this year. Bass is one of them. The Bills have a good start to the year, so I'm really eyeing Bass as a mid kicker. A couple kickers already went off the board. Someone picked Justin Tucker in like the 6th round because people are stupid, right? And it's now the 14th round, and Bass, who's going to have a good start to his year, and I think still a good year overall, will be there. I like that. As for other dudes, Kimmy Fairbairn is there as well. Group on the Browns and Boswell on the Steelers. My 3 streams, don't ask me why. I did the research. I looked at who they were playing. They're playing I don't even know, I think someone is playing the Titans, someone's playing the Patriots. Some pretty crappy defenses. The Cardinals, someone's playing the Cardinals. So just trust me. These are many kickers in the first couple weeks that are going to score you some points, and I really like it. Wow, 27 minutes of talking to myself. And there's some notifications on my phone. It's time to go. Let's go. All right, I'm going to end the episode, man. I'm tired. I need some water. I need some food, and I need to go. It's raining, but I'm still going to go have a fun time. I'll see you guys next episode. Maybe I'm releasing these at different times, so the tomorrow talk is pretty irrelevant, but I appreciate everybody for stopping in. Y'all real. And I'll see you in the next episode. Peace.